What's going on, homies and homettes? Today on Nash Nation, Black Betty's gonna get some much needed maintenance. I have needed to do this for, I've been putting it off about a year now, but codes are telling me that the number 2 knock sensor is shorted out or not working. So we got only the finest Amazon Chinesium parts I could find, because cheap, and I'm a cheap ass. So let's see if we can't get this thing together and maybe be utilizing all 4 of her 380,000 mile horsepower. Hopefully you guys can see all right. The first thing I'm gonna do is get this pesky air box out of the way. Oh wow, that clamp wasn't even right. Was not even attached. That's what I've been running around with. Whoops. See, it wasn't even tight. Wasn't even tight. Let's see if you guys can see anything at all. Not really perfect. Let's see if I can. Well, obviously there's no need for that clamp at all because it is hermetically sealed. Can I just get the whole box to come out? Oh yeah, perfect. Oh, everything in this thing is so stuck. Something tells me I'm going to need this later anyway. Pesky safety clip out of here. Perfect, finally. Now, I have no idea how well you guys can see any of this. I'm just kind of winging it because the sun's out and it's bright and I can't tell. What is even going on? Pesky clamp. Slid back good. Break the seal. There she goes. There, now that pesky air boxes out of the way, you can see what we're dealing with here. The intake has to come off because down in here is where those knock sensors live. And it looks like my steam port is doing a little bit of leaking. That's perfect. Probably should fix that, not gonna. I had to replace that vacuum line there a while back because it started doing some dumb stuff. Let's see just how much crap I got to get into to get this stupid intake off here. Where can I stick you guys? That is apparently not steel. There we go. Maybe you guys can see, hopefully. All right. So first thing, use that man tool. Alright, now I can get up in here and see what's really going on. I need my pick back. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is attack the wiring, but as you can see, my clippy-doo here is broken. Oh, let's see if I can figure out how to get that out of there without breaking it. Well, breaking it anymore. And Yahtzee, we got it. Okay, first one down. Now, the next thing, I need to figure out how these injector wires come off here, because they definitely need to get out of the way. I'm thinking let me go to light. Alright, as by some movie magic wizardry, I got all of the fuel injectors unplugged. Definitely is not 45 minutes later. Now, if I can quit dropping my tools, before I even start taking off those fuel lines, or those exhaust bolts, the fuel lines or the intake bolts, I'm gonna give it a quick blowy here and try to get rid of some of the debris so I don't drop them down the cathedral ports in the head when I pop the intake. Probably helps if you turn the air on. All right, try it again. Probably still gonna drop a whole bunch of crap down in there, and Black Betty's gonna have a fat lunch. So now that I have found the cheapest fuel line removal tools you can find, I've had these about 3 or 4 years. They always work for me. We're gonna attack these dudes here. I've already went over to the Schrader valve there and relieve the pressure so I don't get sprayed in my face. And these guys here, usually you just take this little safety guy off, throw it over here so that you lose it and never see it again. Come on now, this isn't this hard. There. There, perfect. That's out of there. All right. So, what we do now, I believe it was this one. I like to go up here first and make sure that I've got the one that best fits the line. And you clip it over this guy here. Now, before I push this in, I like to bring the fuel line to me, stuff that in there. Boom. One off. See how easy that is? Now, I know a lot of guys that can do the same thing with a piece of pop can or whatever they find, and that works. But these cheesy little couple dollar guys cause a lot less aggravation. Now, I believe that other line is smaller, so we use this guy maybe. That seems right. Push it in, push that in. Start moving it around violently until she gives up the ghost. Perfect. And I put it right back on the rail so that they're there 3 years from now when I got to use them again. I think we're about down to whatever random vacuum lines we still got, and then pulling the bolts. Now, these intake bolts all look to be 8mm. I wish I could find a place to put you guys so you weren't all over, but here we go. There's one. I got two. There's three. Oh, took my socket. That is some bullish. Just drop you right down to the next guy here. the last one of these I did, these were all retained into the intake so that they didn't just drop out all over the place when you take it apart. I don't know for a fact that these are, but we're gonna find out. Well, you guys that do this YouTube thing for real, my hat's off to you. Trying to film this stuff and actually get it done. Kind of a pain in the butt. Now, was there another one in there? I don't know, and I can't see nothing. Can't see nothing. Ugh. Still can't see nothing. I think I got them all. Give a little lap around, take a look, see. Yahtzee! She free. Ta-da! We have successfully removed the intake. Now it's pretty gross. There's still quite a bit of debris and what have you down there. And seeing how the shop vac gave up the ghost, we got the retired house vacuum that's out in the garage now because well, my brother bought a Rainbow and the salesman, well, he got me. The salesman got me, and I may not have spent $4,000 on a vacuum cleaner like a dunce. Anyhow, moving right along, we're gonna try to suck some of that crap up out of there, clean it up a little bit so that our new gasket's got the best chance of sealing, so I don't have major vacuum leaks and what have you. Again, be nice if I can find a decent place to put you guys. Let's try here, maybe? I don't know. Can you see? Oh, I'm just wiggling you everywhere. Let's try that. Can you see? I think you can see. All right, here we go. Clearly looks to be about all the suction we're going to get out of that bad boy. Now, assuming you guys are still right along here with me, we look right here, there's these little plastic pluggy doos. Where did I put my pick? Sneak something under there. Boom. Oh yeah, that one's nasty. Let's hope they don't break, or I'll be here till the end of time. Yeah, that's clearly not supposed to do that. Luckily, my Chinesium set came with a new wire harness. Oh yeah, see that? That's what you want. You want it to just come all out in pieces like that. Wonderful. Alright, I think I got most of it out. I wonder what size socket that takes. So apparently I'm hosed. Look down in there. I'll drop all my tools. You look down in there, top of that knock sensor came right off there. So I'm going to attempt to take the valley pan off of there. Hopefully there's enough of that knock sensor gone that I can pop it up off from there. Alright, so like I was saying before the GoPro battery died, I'm hosed. That knock sensor, the top of it's stripped off and broken. So now we're going to try to take this valley pan off and see if we can't extract that knock sensor out of the block. I'm glad I bought a full gasket kit for this thing. Thought I was only going to use the intake gasket. I thought wrong. Well, that one wasn't even tight. That's perfect. Let's get these out of here before I send one down the head. See that? Not even tight at all. I wonder if that's part of my massive oil leak. This thing has always leaked a lot of oil. And when we did the transmission, we put a new rear main seal in it, and it continued to leak. But RJ had just started working on stuff and he had done it for me, so I thought that maybe he didn't get the seal in right. But maybe it's been this all along. Alright, now this isn't going to come easy, and I'm probably going to break shit. Perfect. Let me find a little pry bar. Moving a little bit, but I kind of think there's probably too much of that knock sensor still hanging on, maybe. Yeah, I'm betting that's what's going on. Great. Oh. Well, I think we might be getting somewhere. that chowder right down in there. Oh, this feels so wrong. We're gonna be putting a new motor in Betty White next week, but might be this one. Couldn't be over damn knock sensor, never. Get my fingers under it. There it goes. Huh. Pulled the whole crap out of it. Perfect. Well, surprisingly clean down there. Now I just got to figure out how to get all that nonsense off of there. Should probably go grab some rags so I'm not shooting all this shit down into the cam. But I thought it was going to be a lot nastier in there. Grab a little bit of the old blue towels here. See if I can't stuff it in there. Keep the debris from falling down into that cam. Ew. Okay. Now what am I going to use to get that out of there? Now this is totally incorrect, I'm sure, but let's see if maybe we can just get lucky. Oh, there's no room for it to bite. Maybe there. Oh! You little biatch. And there you go, folks. Got that sucker out of there. There. Pull that out of there. Put it back on the valley pan where it belongs. Jeez, it is just full of shit. Pretty sure that really isn't even any good anymore. Clean that up a little bit. Victory! Haha! Now, in my infinite wisdom, I completely neglected to restock any brake clean. So I don't have any, but what I do have is some mineral spirits here, left over from a Rust-Oleum paint job I did on my son's car. So we're gonna try to get some of the crap out of this stuff best I can. It really needs these seals to be replaced, but I don't have any, unless there's some in this gasket kit. I don't know. Is there any in this gasket kit? Huh. I don't know. Let me look. I don't see anything like that in there. Looks like it came with just about everything but. Yeah. Hosed. So we are going to work with what we got. The damn thing ain't perfect anyway. It's got 380,000 miles on it. It's been my daily now. Well, started out Sarah's daily, and then it was doing some dumb stuff and I didn't like it. Didn't want to really trust it every day for the wife to be driving it anymore. So we went and got her another one, and I started driving Black Betty. And then shortly after, the transmission went out. Now, better for the transmission to go out on me than her. So I bought another transmission and put it in it. Even though the body's completely rusting off from it, the frame's got a hole in it. So, good thing to do is just go ahead and put a $1,200 transmission in it, because, well, I'm not all that smart all the time. But when I get in a vehicle that I like, I don't give up on it, because, well, I like it. See, these seals really need to be replaced. Look at that. It's just gone. There's nothing I can do to change that, because I don't have any. So I'm just going to clean stuff up best I can. Call it Freeport good, probably. Now I'm using a soft bristled brush. That's why that seal hasn't just completely deleted. I don't know if I dare run some right stuff around it. Maybe? I don't know. That obviously keeps oil from getting up in there around that knock sensor bad. Now, I'm not going to do a A1 plus major job on this thing. I just want to get it cleaned up good enough to get it back together. Especially the gasket mating surface. Now, I thought it looked like this gasket failed, but I think I was mistaken. I don't see any real evidence of it leaking past it. Mineral Spirits really isn't doing a bad job. It's just self-caked and nasty that it is what it is, right? Oh, that's so gross. Freaking gross Malone. Ugh. Icky freaking caca. Kind of feel like I'm just moving shit around at this point. Let's see if I got something to expedite. If you guys don't have a parts washer at home, one of them parts store, Walmart oil drain pans works just fine. And then when you bring your drain oil to your local tire spot, because they happen to use drain oil for heat, you can filter it out and get a little spicier batch maybe. I'm not trying to scratch the living tar out of this, I'm just trying to get the majority of the gunk off from it. So I can put a gasket on it and put it back on the damn truck. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take some rags out there and plug them heads up and do the same thing to it because it is disgusting. That's probably good enough for the girls I go with. Like I said, this thing's got 380,000 miles. It's got a... Alright, and by my mystical powers of movie magic, the new knock sensors are in. And it's almost cleaned up enough to set the intake back on. Right now, I'm going to put the new wire harness in there. I already had to fiddle with it a little bit because they made it just a little too short. Let me see if I can get you guys in here somewhere decent again. There. Maybe you guys can see a little bit there. So, if I remember right, this was set up backwards, so the pigtail went towards the front. And I'm pretty sure the green one was here. So I'm going to snap that. Get it in there good. There's that. And then you got this little pluggy do. Supposed to keep crap from getting down in there. Perfect. I'm going to do the same thing back here. And find the hole. It sucks being fat. You can't never reach nothing. Don't want to force it. There. There it goes. Alright. Put that bad boy down in there like so. Now, I don't remember how this went. I think he did something like this. We'll find out when we get the intake going over there. Alright, now I'm going to try to plop this intake on here. Sorry about the view. Kinda gotta figure out how this went now. I don't think it came out there, but maybe. Find the end of it. Where's the one I'm looking for? Is it this one? I believe it is. Nope. Where is the pot liquor? Way over here. Am I gonna be able to reach that? it'll work. Okay. Before I get ahead of myself, I think there was a thing or two I made note of that's easier to do while the intake is loose. And it's a good thing these gaskets have little clippy-doos on them, because if they didn't, it would be a bitch trying to get those gaskets set to go back on there. Right now, I gotta find all my vacuum lines and electro blah 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 pluggy play horse shit, and make sure it's routed somewhat right before I go cinching this thing down. Otherwise I'll never get it back in there right. So maybe you guys can just sit here. Ugh. See if I can. I don't know if any of this is gonna be seen, but we can try, right? Alright, so now that I got those, I have to figure it out. Pop this back up. Bring it back. That's right. There's wires and shit out of the way. Oh, it's this. There. Okay. So, grab this. Anyway, let's get back on. Grab pliers. Of course, it's one of them clamps that the tabs on the back aren't solid, so if you don't do it just right, it throws a freaking hissy fit. Oh, come on. There, good enough. Alright. I think those were the only two major deals I was concerned with about doing first. Try to get it. There, I think it just plopped. Oh, that stupid steam port hose. Should have done that before I plopped it. And now we're gonna fight. Get on there. Get on there. I slipped on the nipple anyway. Did she plop? I think she did. Get her inside in there right. Cool. And I can attempt to track all this crap back down and hook it back up once I have this dude happy again. That's where the wires went. These are over here. Fuel lines just click back on, easy peasy. Ooh, I'm gonna fall off my stool. That's fun. This thing's whooping my ass. See, this is why I quit doing this stuff full time. Leaning over this truck all day is terrorizing my back. I've had a bad back for quite a while, and like I can do it once in a while, but all day, every day anymore, probably not. You know, guy just doesn't have it in him anymore. All day, every day. And boom, it's all back together. Movie magic. I went through, made sure all my injector cords are back in. All the safety clips broke. That's fine, safety third anyway. Pretty sure I got all my wires plugged back in. Got all of the intake bolts torqued to spec. And by torque to spec, I mean whatever torque my little snap-on electric ratchet throws down. I think everything's back plugged in. The wiring's kind of a rat's nest still, but oh, I did put the safety clips back on the fuel lines though. We don't play with that. Put a new air filter in it. Yeah, hopefully, with any luck, this thing fires up. Shall we find out? Oh, it's hot as shit in here. Cycle the fuel pump a couple times. She's running. Well, our idle's up a little better. I don't know if you can see it or not because of the damn sun, but she's still got fuel or oil pressure. See if we got any massive fuel puking. That's good to check after it's running, right? I don't see anything out of there. Here's these injectors. I don't see any fuel leaking. Boy, she idles better. That one knock sensor being screwed up, the idle was all over the place sometimes. It would run, but it would idle at like, I don't know, 400. And now, of course, it's cold, but seems to be back up there where it belongs. That gauge probably isn't entirely accurate because I had those needles all off from there when I did the LED lights in there. So far so good. Alright, y'all, I'm done for the night. She's running good, no complaints so far. I guess we'll find out tomorrow after I run it for more than a, uptown and back. But please like, comment, subscribe. If I'm making crap or there's a way I can make the videos better, let me know in the comments. I'm just farting around here, and maybe I can show you guys a thing or two, maybe not. Maybe you could show me a thing or two. But Nash Nation, I'm out. Later.